So what in the world do successful owner-operators have in common? You guys out there know that 90% of owner-operators currently are struggling to make profits. I mean, I'm not talking about their salary. I'm not talking about a pay. I'm talking about to make profits. So on top of that salary, on top of that pay. So I thought, why not make a video on sharing what in the world do successful owner-operators have in common? And if you're one of those owner-operators, like everybody else out there that's struggling right now, you're definitely gonna find this video helpful. So let's get into it. So first thing we gotta talk about is competitive pay packages. A lot of people get comfortable with their jobs. A job that you had 2 or 3 years ago might have seemed competitive, but today, you guys should be hawking the market on a better paying job or better terms or favorable terms. Now, I see some owner-operators that are getting into hourly pay. I see some owner-operators that are getting better percentages out there. So here in Canada, it's a rate per mile, right? So for example, ET Transport pays $1.55 per mile, and then they pay fuel surcharge on top, and they take all of the expenses like the insurance, tolls, plates, bridges, all on-road expenses on themselves. One of the things that you guys should be looking out there is keeping your eye out open for a competitive job or a more competitive job, because sometimes a company can nail a contract. Like for example, if I'm in talks right now with a very big manufacturing plant and all of a sudden I sign an agreement for the next 2 or 3 years with this manufacturing plant, well, now I'm posting a job or I'm looking for owner-operators where I can pay them a little bit more. So successful owner-operators, they're constantly keeping their eye out open for a better paying job. And I see that as a common factor between a lot of the successful guys out there. Hey guys, just a quick update. I'm gonna be in Moncton, New Brunswick on September 10th to the 13th, and I'd love to meet as many people as I can. If you're an owner-operator, a small fleet owner, or a company driver, I'd love to meet some of you guys out there, so please feel free to reach out. Now, I'm also gonna be in Chicago, Illinois on September 24th to the 27th. So again, if you're a small fleet owner, owner-operator, or company driver, I'd love to meet you guys there. So if any one of those dates work for you in any one of those 2 locations, feel free to reach out to me at sponsorship@ettransport.ca. And now let's get back to that video. Point number 2 I'm gonna talk about, and I talk about this all the time in my channels, and you guys don't understand how important this is having a fuel efficient truck. I mean, if you got one of those trucks that's currently doing 6.5 or 6.7 miles per gallon, I'm telling you, you are not coming out of this right now. In a hole right now, you're probably making less money than a company driver because your truck consumes way too much fuel. But your truck's gotta do better than 7.5 miles per gallon, and if it's not, comparison between 6.5 miles per gallon and 7.5 miles per gallon, I mean, you guys are probably losing about $1,000 every single month out there just because your truck is not fuel efficient. I mean, can you imagine what that is over the course of a year and what that is over the course of 5 years? That's a lot of money going out those pipes. So successful owner-operators, what do they have in common? They definitely have fuel efficient trucks. And you gotta stop convincing yourself that it's gonna get better and the rates are gonna get better. What if over the next 12 months it's going to be like this and it's not gonna get better? You have a disadvantage over other owner-operators and they will outlast you. All right, point number 3. I talk about this a lot. Diesel and battery pack APU unit. Today's fuel prices, national average is about $3.80 per gallon. The cost to idle one of these trucks is about $3.80 per hour. Now, if you're idling for 10 hours a night, you're probably spending about $38 every single night. Multiply that by the many nights that you stay on the road. In a day, most trucks, they probably idle, the 10 hours that they sleep, plus an extra 1 or 2 hours, making it about 12 hours per day. Now, these battery and these diesel pack APU units, I mean, depending if you're a long haul driver or a regional driver, or if you're out on the road for a day or two, I mean, these things can probably save you an additional $1,200 every single month. Now, this is just a idling and dollar comparison. I'm not talking about the amount of money that you're gonna save on repairs and maintenance, also the resale value of a truck. So very, very important is idling hours, the abuse and the wear and tear that it does on your truck. It might not seem that way at the beginning or, for the first month or the second month, but you do that over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that's gonna take a toll on that truck. For sure, apples to apples, if you have the exact same truck, spec the exact same way, over the course of 5 years, one truck is idling every single night, the other one has a diesel or battery pack APU, is definitely going to outlast the other truck, and the repairs and maintenance will probably be half, I would say. You might do the formula and you say, it's not worth it. I've run the numbers, and today it costs about $300 to finance one of these APU units, and you're spending about $1,200 a month on idling the truck. So it's a no-brainer to me. So what in the world do successful owner-operators have in common? That's one of them. They're very cautious about idling their trucks. Now, 2 more points I'm gonna make, okay, on what successful owner-operators have in common. The 4th thing is owner-operators that are very cautious with the fuel prices and what they're buying and how much they're buying, and they'll check around in a certain area, or they will pre-plan their trip, right, knowing that in these certain locations, the fuel prices are much cheaper. You do that over the course of a month, you're probably saving about, I would say, maybe $400 or $500 by pre-planning your trip and saving about 30-40 cents per gallon on every single fill up you do. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is spending habits, okay? This is definitely a big one, okay? Spending habits for owner operators. I mean, there's some owner operators that will buy food every single day out there on the road. They'll buy 3-4 coffees when they're on the road. I would say that, you know, they don't think too much about parts and labor rates and saving, but how many times do I see owner operators that are out on the road for 27, 28 days out of a month, and their truck, I mean, their pickup truck, perfect example of this. Now, these pickup trucks, I mean, they're paying a monthly fee, they're paying insurance, they're paying for a lease on them. I mean, that car is going to run you probably about $700-800 a month. Does an owner operator actually that drives maybe, you know, 2 or 3 days out of the month, does he really need a fancy schmancy pickup truck? And I see this across the board with so many owner operators. It drives me crazy. I mean, what is this wet dream of yours with pickup trucks? I just don't get it. You know, with these 5 points that I brought out in this video, I mean, I promise you guys that you are going to see a huge difference in the amount of money that is left over at the end of the month. So if you just take these 5 points and only these 5 points and you start working on that, you will be more successful and you will have a lot more money left over at the end of the month than you did with, you know, not paying attention to these 5 points. So hopefully you learned something from this video. I'm Ronen, and I'll catch you in my next video.